Hi guys, Tracy here with another doll video. I'm using a slightly different angle today because I'm just playing around with a couple of different variations on how I film my doll review videos. I have another YouTube channel that is that's kind of my whole space is set up for overhead shooting. But I think I'm just going to play around with a couple of different options. So bear with me. This one might be weird, but let me know what you think about being able to see the doll. I like being able to show it upright instead of holding it flat with my overhead camera and having to show it to you that way. I think that that is kind of nice for doing face up close ups and that sort of thing. So I have my other camera rolling at the same time, and I might kind of cut in and out between the two different kinds of footage and just see how it goes. Anyhow, today I am going to be reviewing Miss Pullip Lupina, and she is absolutely lovely. Let me open her second eye here for you. There we go. She is gorgeous. I've been waiting for her for a long time. In that, well, I mean, she's only been out since November, so you can only wait so long for these things, right? But I decided to get her several months ago, and my daughter was really smitten with her, so she thought that that would be a nice Mother's Day present. So this is Pullip Lupina, and isn't she just fabulous? I'll just do a little spinny turn for you. She's gorgeous. I'm so pleased with her. So my daughter and I opened her up earlier this morning, and so I will insert some of the footage right here that shows her box and what she looks like as when she's in the box and as soon as she comes out. Hi guys, I'm here with a very exciting doll review today. I have Pullip Lupinus here, and I have lots to say about her, and I can't wait to unbox her, but I wanted to show you guys how her box looks first. So she has this beautiful gray box with gold accents, it says Pullip at the bottom. I love the boxes so much that I've decided to show the box whenever I can. It has information about her Silver Butterfly, which is the company that collaborated with JP Groove to make this. There's the side of the box. She's just lovely. I have opened her already to take a couple of pictures. So I'll show you how she looks in the sleeve of her box. I am going to show the shoe. So my daughter's here with me. This was a Mother's Day gift, and so my daughter's here with me as my assistant as I unbox her. And she's saying hello. You can wave your hand to say hello.
I don't know how.
So she comes with her little capelet on the side and her little bag, well, I shouldn't say little, her giant bag, and she has a gold stand and her collector's card right there. So that's how she looks. I'm going to debox her, and then I will come and show you how she looks. Now, one thing that we noticed is that her foot popped out of her shoe in the box, and we think that the shoe is okay and not damaged or anything. So we'll come back and show you how she looks. So here she is in the outfit that she comes in the box. So she doesn't have her capelet on and she doesn't have her hat on. And this is how she looks. There are a few really distinct things about her. First of all, her stock is so beautiful and amazingly detailed. It's almost distractingly so. So I am going to explain her stock in a lot of detail, so bear with me there. First, I want to talk about some of the most kind of striking things when I look at her. So first is these amazing eyes. I'm going to show you how they look up close like this. Now with this overhead shot, you can really see the texture in these eye chips and the almost metallic reflective look that they have. So these eyes are very controversial within the Pullip community. Some people really love them and some people really hate them. The jury is out for me. I thought when I first saw them, I thought, yikes, that looks a little creepy. And then the more I saw her in owner photos, and then now that she's arrived, they really are growing on me. And I guess the jury is out over whether or not I'm going to rechip her or not. but just look at how pretty they are. Now, what you can't see in the overhead angle is the shape of her eye chips. When I show her really close in this angle, what you can see is that her eye chips are actually a unique shape. So there are parts where you can see through her eye chips. So they're mostly purple, but then there's these little indents in the shape of her eye that make it really look a lot like the petals of a flower. So pretty and so unique. I really, really love that about her eye chips. And I think that that is the redeeming quality, that I think that if it didn't have those little chunks that make it look like little flower petals, I think it would be a little bit too much for me. I really enjoy that unusual shape of the eye chip. And so for now, I'm going to leave them because I'm just going to see if they grow on me. If after a couple of months I feel like, ugh, I'm over those unique eye chips, I will just re-chip her. But I'm thinking that I just might grow to like them more and more as time goes by. But the wonderful thing about pull-ups is that you can customize them so easily. Going to part her bangs so that you can get an unobstructed view of her beautiful, pretty face. Isn't that just lovely? Look at the shading. She's got lots of shading around her eyes, and she has lots of browns and oranges, and there's even some pink in there. There's lots of variation in the shading around her eyes, which makes her look really, it gives her depth and a really interesting look. She's these very delicate, fine eyebrows that are just slightly raised in the center. And I find that eyebrows that are raised in the center like that tend to give the girl a real innocent look, or maybe a little bit surprised or shy. This camera has better quality. So there you go. And then she has this really interesting purple eyeliner that goes around the top and the outside corner of her eyes, and then really fine, fine eyelashes, lower eyelashes. They're very, very fine. It almost looks like shading, they're so fine. And then she has some crease lines there. There's lots of shading on her face too. So not just around her eyes, she also has lots of blush on her cheeks and lots of blush in this little dimple between her lip and her chin, and more blushing right there on her chin as well. So the result is a very detailed, interesting, and it gives her a lot of character. Very, very pretty. Now her wig is also very interesting in that it's very different than other pull-ups. So her wig is this sandy brown color. It's like a warm beigey brown color, I guess. And it is I wouldn't call it soft, but it doesn't have that plasticky shiny look, which I'm happy about that, because it tends to I take all my photos indoors, and so I like a doll that doesn't have too much shine in her hair. Her wig cap, I can feel a little bit of a bump right here. I can't see it, but I can feel it, and if I move the hair around, I can see that there's a little lump in her wig there, and that very well could be just my particular doll. Other dolls might not have that. Now her hairstyle, oh, Lupinus, you need a better hairdresser, my dear. She has this, I don't know what to say about this hairdo. It is, I've heard it described as a mullet, and I think that definitely sums it up. It's definitely, bangs and then shorter on the sides and then longer in the back. She looks like she's ready for the hockey playoffs, maybe. We call that hockey hair around here. It's nice and wavy in the back in the long part. I almost feel like she would have looked cute with just maybe a bob. Like if this long part didn't even exist, she would look cute with a cute little bob. Or just kind of like more full long hair that kind of, I understand that it kind of needs to be back here for the big elaborate hat that she has, but I almost feel like if she had more traditional pull-up hair, like a big long poof of hair down here, the hat would have held it back, right? I mean, it's no different than Alice in Wonderland or some of those other dolls out there that have like the big full hair. Maybe full hair would have taken away from the detail of her beautiful outfit though. So I'm not entirely sure. I do like that she has medium length hair. I just wish that it was a different style, but when she has her hat on, it does look okay. So as it is like this, it basically means that not wearing the hat is a lot less of an option for me than it would be otherwise. And her hat is very large, and it has two really, really large, heavy bows on it. And they're down here, like they're not bows up here, they're bows down here. And so I've already filmed a little bit about her outfit, so I will insert that footage right here. All right, so these are all of the things that Pullip Lupinus comes with. She comes with her gold stand. She comes with her really beautiful capelet, which was, I guess, ironed, or there's a little funny part on it there. Lovely. So this is so well made. I love it. She comes with this really humongous head piece here that has wires in it, and
it's
she
like
comes.
the hat that Caroline had.
It is similar to the hat that American Girl Caroline has. That's right. It's like an old-fashioned hat. And then she has this really huge bag.
I could use that as a wallet.
You could. It is very large. I quite like it. It's lovely. It looks almost like suitcase, like she's traveling on a long journey on a train or something. This is her collector card. Pretty. So she is absolutely lovely. I just adore her, and the main reason that I purchased her was because of her stock outfit. I just am so in love with this dress and all of the details in her outfit. She has this neckband that is quite elaborate. It has a little purple fabric bow and then some little charms that hang from it. I'm going to take it off so that you can see it. It just attaches with Velcro, so it's pretty easy off. There we go. This is how it looks up close. So it has this little piece of lace, this really beautiful quality fabric bow, a little rhinestone charm with some gold claws around it, and then a couple of little pearls and other little gem looking beads, and then this really, really pretty cotton lace with a cotton ruffle, or cotton-ish. I don't know if it's actually cotton, but she has these awesome armbands. They are I don't know, maybe like a nylon material with some cotton lace trim at the tops and at the bottoms, and then little purple bows on the tops. They're really pretty. The same on the other side. I'm just noticing now she does have painted fingernails. They're painted like a warm pink color. Very pretty detail. So the bow is part of the apron. So when the apron is on, she has this really pretty bow right here with this frilly bottom part and some more little pearl and bead details. And then the apron itself has a piece of lace that wraps around her body and snaps in the back, and then lots more layers of overlapping lace and ribbon and ruffles. Not ribbon, but lace and ruffles. And it wraps around the back, and it's actually really well made. Look at the back of it. It's lined in cotton. And then it has this large bow in the back and two snaps to hold it nice and tight. And the bow itself is lace with, it looks like it's layered over top of cotton, and it's like 2 layers of loops, and then the back, the kind of like the strings that hang. Now get a load of this beautiful, beautiful dress. Even by itself, this dress is so lovely. It has this little poof of gathered lace that sticks out at the top here, and then this beautiful detailing on her body. Isn't that just lovely? There's lace and then these gathered stitched lines, and that whole thing is inset into the bodice of her dress. And her dress is like a halter dress, and it snaps in the back and at the top, and then there's Velcro in the back right here. And it's attached to this what is that called? Pleated. It's attached to this pleated skirt bottom of the dress. And then there's an underskirt that is a pleated cream with a lace trim on it, and then another layer of tulle, and it looks like that is a separate piece. It is. Yeah. So this white underskirt is a separate piece. And it has its own Velcro attachment in the back. And this tulle is attached to the underskirt. So, so pretty. Little tiny bow at the top here. I don't know if I mentioned that already. And then there's also a detail of silver ribbon along the bottom of her skirt. And then she has some lace panties. And then she has these leg warmers. They're not socks, they're leg warmers, just like her arm warmers. They're pretty much identical, just leg sized. And so they have the lace, the cotton lace trim at the top with the purple bows, and then a big poofy trim of cotton lace at the bottom. And her shoes are noteworthy. They're so, so pretty. They're like real lady shoes that a human would wear. They have a little heel and a little buckle. Let me just pull up her leg warmer so that you can see the shoes. They're very lovely with the little bows on them. And the buckles. And that's how they look on the bottom. She's so pretty. So then there's her beautiful capelet. And this is so lovely. It's made out of the same fabric that a dress jacket would be made out of, like a suit type of thing. Like, I don't know what you call this, if it's tweed, or it's kind of like a heavy suit material. It's cottonish though, and it's lined in gray cotton, and it has this lovely little bow in the back and this cute little smock. I don't know what you call that thing, the thing that rests around her shoulders. There are buttons, as well as there are these buttons for show, and then it actually attaches with hooks and latches, and thank goodness they include the latches this time, not just the hooks. Oftentimes pull-up clothes have the hooks, and the hooks hook into a little loop of thread instead of an actual metal latch. This is much better in that it's easy to find where you're supposed to loop it. There are these tiny little pearl details on the corner of each of the collars of the capelet, and these little pocket details. It's a faux pocket, but it's just like a little flap there. So pretty. This is really beautiful piece of stock. She has her bag here, which is a faux leather, and it's sewn to look like kind of like a structured leather bag, almost like a doctor's bag. I've heard other reviewers refer to it as like a doctor's bag. It's not quite as circular as a doctor's bag is, but it does open in a similar way. I think it makes her look like she's traveling on an overnight trip, maybe on a train or something. I can definitely see her on the, what's that called, like on the platform, boarding onto a train for sure. Now let's talk about this substantial headpiece here. So we have this base of cotton and it has layers of lace on top of it. So a cream lace down here and then white lace on either side. And then this purple piping, and under the piping is a metal wire so that you can change the shape of it to fit her head. And then at the end of each one is a little bit of extra ruffling and another large purple fabric bow. And then that's the same, it's reflected on the other side, or repeated on the other side. And then the whole outside edge is trimmed in this wonderful ruffly fabric. It's very soft, very beautiful. And then the whole thing ties with a satin navy blue ribbon. So I actually really prefer her look with her capelet just loosely arranged on her shoulders as opposed to closed, because what that does is it shows off some of the details on her dress here. So this cutie was released in November of 2016, and you can still get her at Pullip Style, I think, and also at JP Groove. Let me just move this up so that I don't have to scooch down as I talk to you guys. So I like to comment on whether I think that the doll I'm reviewing is a good doll for a person to purchase and who I think she might be good for. And so for this one, and for any doll, I think that the best doll to buy is the doll that you fall in love with and just can't keep your mind off of. If that happens, it doesn't really matter if somebody says she's a good doll or not. If you love her, just go ahead and get her. But if this one is on your short list and you're trying to decide if she's a good doll for you, I think that this doll is amazing for people who really, really love high quality, detailed stock outfits. I've never seen stock as beautiful as this. This is just as beautiful as Romantic Alice's outfit, which until now, that was a stunner of an experience for me. I've never experienced a stock outfit like that before. And this one is right up there in terms of the level of detail, and it's much less frilly and fancy and lacy. So this kind of a look really appeals to me a lot. And I think that she's a great doll for anybody who is looking for something a little bit different in terms of those beautiful, unique eye chips. And for somebody who is willing to overlook this strange hairdo that we've got going on here, or maybe somebody out there might like that strange hairdo. Each to their own, right? So, or if you're interested in rewigging her, then obviously it doesn't really matter what you think of the hair. Her beautiful face up makes her quite versatile if you were willing to re-chip her, or if you liked her eye chips the way they are. She's really quite beautiful. I think she'd be lovely out of stock, although I got her for the stock, so I can't imagine me taking her out of her stock. But I'm sure she looks gorgeous, and I have seen some pictures of her out of stock. And she just has this beautiful, sweet, warm face up that's just so, so lovely. So I think she does make a great doll, especially for someone who likes the stock. So Pullip Lupinus does have the new eye mech, which allows you to have her have kind of sleepy eyes. So there are, instead of just open and closed, there are now 3 different positions. So there's open, closed, and then this, I guess, sleepy eye type of setting for her eyes. And with this one, you can see just a little hint of her purple eyeliner. It looks really nice with the purple eyelids. It I think that it would look less nice if some of the eyelid was showing, like some of the plain eyelid, but it looks quite nice with the eyeliner showing. And it is a little difficult to operate. So her eyes still want to either be entirely open or entirely shut. And now in order to have her eyes be entirely shut, you have to push a little bit further than you're probably used to pushing. And there again are those beautiful eyelids. So I'm just going to turn her head over so that you can, oops, she just dropped her purse. I just want you to see so that when her eyes are closed and stay closed, the pegs are really deep in her head. And then when you lift them up, see how there's a space there between, there's this little notch thing, and that little space tells me that her eye is fully open right now. So see, her eye is fully open. You can't see that little bit of eyeliner showing. And I'll show you the other position, what it looks like in the back and in the front. So the other position is like this, and they do want to go right from closed to fully open. So you have to kind of push it in a little bit more, just so that that little piece of plastic is touching the back plate of her head. And then you get this look. So see the difference in the eyes? That's wide open eye, and that's sleepy eye over here on this side. So that's how the new iMech works. For her, I really do prefer her eyes wide open. She has such a sweet little face. But it is nice to have different options. I think that it makes her a little bit more expressive for those of us who take lots of photos of their dolls. It's nice to have, you know, she can almost look like she's looking off at you, all kind of coy, a little bit with her eyes a little shut as she kind of looks out of the corner of her eye. I love her eyelids so much. This is the first doll that I have ever wanted to do this with, but I love her eyelids so much that I'm going to have her be blinking when winking when I display her. So what do you guys think of Pullip Lupinus? What do you think of those eye chips? I'm really interested in hearing how many people love those eye chips, how many people hate them, and how many people are a little bit on the fence like I am. And also, what do you think of her hair? Would you keep her hair or would you change it? I'm pretty sure I'm going to keep it, but I have been known to change my mind as time passes. So let me know what you think, and have a really great dolly week.